Hi everyone, good day. My name is Jade Iratagoteya and I am the first reporter of the first group, and later you will meet the other reporters. So our topic is all about the chapter 7, which is the women development and the world. So let's have first the learning objectives. So at the end of this chapter, the student should be able to identify the ways women are excluded from the discourse of development and explain how women can and should be involved in the definition and realization of development. So on this chapter, these are the topics that we will be discussed. So first, growth and development. Second is the women and the dominant economic system. Third is the gender and development. Fourth is the agriculture and the values of development. Next is the how women feed the world. Next, women in relation to development, and lastly the pro-women perspectives on development. So let's have first now the first topic, which is the growth and development. So issues of growth and development deeply affect how an individual structure his or her life. Thus, everyone needs to understand the key development issues the world is facing today, including global poverty and ecological crisis. So this chapter, we will tackle these development issues in relation to poor and vulnerable women around the world. So this problem can have a genuine solution, yes, a genuine solution, if women perspectives are allowed to shape the shared economy. So first here in our PPT is measurement of development is based on the gross national product, or the GNP, and the gross domestic products, or the GDP. So what are the GNP and GDP all about? So GNP and GDP measures economic activity based on how much people are producing in terms of income generating products and services. So GNP includes earnings from the foreign investments, while the GDP estimates the wealth produced from the local investment and activities. So the higher the GDP and GNP, the greater the economic activity. Next is peak oil. So what is peak oil? Peak oil refers to the state in which all the easily accessible oil has been consumed and the only available petroleum supply come from sources that are very difficult to access. Next here is the global warming. So global warming causing a severe shortage of water that will soon reach the proportion in the foreseeable future. And lastly here is the human production and consumption causing a great warming and pollution. So in my own reflection, in this topic, I can say that these problems are women's perspective can really help to solve those problems facing by the society. So next topic is the women and dominant economic system. So development is destructive to the world. So development is destructive to the world, threatening human existence and well-being. Yet, people to continue to pursue due to the economic necessity. So, once kasi na there is a development here in society or in our community, hindi natin maiiwasan yung mga kaakibat nitong negative effects sa ating mga tao, which is really threatens our existence. So, example of this are the natural disasters and diseases, no? Which is sometimes it is all about din yung parang nanggagaling din sa ating mga tao. And those effects really threatens human existence. Yet, people to continue to pursue due to economic necessities. So, patuloy pa rin na kino-continue na gawin yun because of sa pangangailangan natin ng mga tao. Which is, masasabi ko na parang yun yung nagiging negative side nating mga tao. Once na alam na natin yung naging epekto, naranasan na natin yung naging epekto, we will talagang pinipursue pa rin natin na gawin ito. Next is, women are disproportionately affected. So, women are disproportionately affected by the negative health effects of global warming, industrialization also, and the urbanization due to the pursuit of growth. Next is, economic development is threatening humanity's well-being and survival. So, economic development is threatening humanity's well-being survival, but there is no opportunities are available to the examiner. Next is Western models. Western development models rather. So what is this? So it is developed through the colonization of non-European peoples and the lands using slave labor from the Africa and resources from the colonists. So and the extraction of resources like gold and spices. So okay, that's all my topic, and the next reporter.
Good day everyone, I am Renzel D. Castillo and I am the second reporter who will be discussed about the gender and development and agriculture and the values of development. So in gender and development, women are forced to choose between economic success, family, and community. Also, individuals must earn a living to feel their value and worth in a community and to keep up with accumulation, growth, and consumption to support their society. So what is the importance of gender and development? According to the National Housing Authority, gender and development promotes women empowerment and ensure that their full participation becomes essential for society. Also, this gender and development eradicates gender biases to fully release the potential of women so they can perform active roles in the development process. For example, in politics, we all know that there are many women who's in the politics and they have done a lot and contributed for the development of our country. The second topic is the agriculture and the values of development. Biodiversity loss has a devastating effect on life. For example, in South Africa, over 60% of all employed women work in agriculture. Unlike their male colleagues, women faced a lack of access to training, machinery, and new technology. Because of the disparity in access, women farmers face an increasing knowledge gap. They also have difficulty in access to land ownership, extension services, and finance. So, that's all.
Good day everyone, I am Johnson Rudelas and I am here to discuss how women feed the world. Women are known keeper of diversity throughout the world. In developing world, women are often the main custodians of these resources. They are seed saver, they protect, cultivate, and use these resources in their daily lives. Furthermore, they tend to be the guardians of traditional knowledge associated with these dwindling genetic resources. Women cultivate small backyards farms in Africa, Asia, and Mexico. Multinational companies are aggressively pushing for monocultures. Monoculture, the cultivation of growth of a single crop of organism, especially on agriculture or forest land. A crop of a population of a single kind of organism grown on land in monoculture. The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations claims that women cultivate small farm feed. The Food and Agriculture Organization is a specialized agency of the United Nations leading international effort to defeat hunger. FAO's goal is to achieve food and security for all and make sure that people have regular access to enough high-quality food and lead active, healthy lives. Women are essential for human growth. Women are primary categories of children and elders in every country of the world. International studies demonstrate that when the economy and political organization of a society change, women take the lead in helping the family adjust to new realities and challenges. Now, let's move to the next topic, women in relation to development. Women must act together to create a potential framework. The FPW emphasizes human rights and situates vow in its goals to promote women human rights committing to protect and advance women's human rights through strengthened service and justice delivery system for survivors of vow and information, education campaign on human rights. Women culture and development to provide relief and rehabilitation to vulnerable and disadvantaged women including skill development and economic development to create awareness about gender concern in policies and scheme government. The WCD approach built the possibilities. WCD partners have formed cooperative for women vendors. They are potentially a very significant contribution to women's empowerment through their contribution to women's ability to earn an income. These cooperative societies initiate a series of economic and social empowerment and increase well-being for women and their families. Paternalistic system. Paternalism is the term used for actions we take or decisions we make for another person with the intention of benefiting that person. The word is derived from the Latin word father and the ideas that paternalist decision is like the decision of a good father makes for his child. So that's all. Thank you.
I am Janslyn Aranceta from BSHM 2B, and I'm going to discuss the topic about pro-woman perspective on development. First, according to Shiva, an economic system that is geared towards growth and accumulation is anti-woman and anti-environment. Second, the perspective of Western development. Raw nature is wasted resource that ought to be transformed into tradable commodity or things that can then be transformed into instrument of wealth accumulation in the market. Western perspective on development have been primarily shaped by positivist view on knowledge by belief that nature exists to serve human needs by the certainty that natural science and reason hold to the answer humanity's problems. Third is perspective development. This cycle of intervention, transformation, and processing for the accumulation and consumption from what may be called destructive development. Destructive development means development that took place for our goodness, but it affects our nature, environment, and atmosphere in the negative way at a minor and major level. Fourth is subsistence economies are assumed to be underdeveloped. They do not participate overwhelmingly in the market economy, do not consume commodities produced for and distributed through the market, being even though they might be satisfying those needs through self-provisioning mechanism. Fifth, women in traditional societies still understand how to provide for living. Since they have not fallen into the destructive trap of development, their voice needs to be cultivated and allowed to influence the transport the dominant model. And women in the rural and traditional world need to preserve their way of life against dominance, male-centric rationally, while men are recruited for cheap labor. Despite this, women are seen as underdeveloped and dependent on the dominant system for human flourishing. And the last is westernized or not, that women be given the chance to participate. In reimagining the possible economic system that defines prosperity and well-being. And this is the reflection for this topic. As a woman, I can see Western women have different needs than Western men. In a place that I live in, women seem to be unhappy and variety of shop and style are lacking. There are new houses being built, new roads and but many different and nice beaches in a natural sense, but nothing that inspired the women to be true to their nature. I can feel a dullness about the whole area and has something to do with a female charm and magic. My personal belief is that money and planning has dumped the love of life and natural qualities of love and wisdom that are inherent in women. Mankind has been busily mass educating everyone to think the same plan and make the same stuff in mass-produced ways. Women want me to enjoy the exquisite creativity, the wisdom that variety offers. Mankind mass production and weaponized technology wipe out nature with their growth and development. Pro-woman perspective on development, empowering women is essentially the health and social development of families, communities, and countries. When women are living safe, fulfilled, and have productive lives, they can reach their full potential, contributing their skill to the workforce. They can raise happier and healthier children. Women do not have a capability to reach their fullest capacity if any of these issues are present in their lives. Without women being given a greater ability to success, we cannot say that are creating a more successful world. With the empowerment of any groups come greater success for society. A large women are remembered mainly in ways that their well-being promotes. They are generating a source of income, sustain the livelihood. They also work protect society, impact knowledge, and generate awareness among the people in the ways and cases when they are employed in the teaching profession. Perspective on women development had become more prevalent with growing awareness related to gender equality. Its issue education and workplace. This theory of development suggests that women have need to feel connected and that they tend to define themselves in terms of their relationship with others. That's all.
And lastly, these are the guide questions for this topic. These are the reporters, Insecto Janslin, Denzel Castillo, of course me, Iratagatea Jade, Rodelas John Cedric. And that would be all, and thank you for listening, everyone.